Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
Good. You don't give me a call often. What are you looking for?
I've got an interesting idea for you, if you fancy going racing. PRAGA is a 114-year-old company that's really at heart is an engineering-driven business. When they were founded, they started in racing cars, road cars, and then really communism defined the majority of their time. And because of their engineering skills, it was decided that they would in effect make axles, gearboxes, trucks for the world, or the world of communism. Post-communism, they've really flowered and blossomed around that engineering focus. So they've produced in the years since a whole range of products, still doing trucks, military vehicles, airplanes, go-karts, racing cars, you name it, they've done it. The end result really has been the R1, the full carbon racing car that we make now. The great thing about the R1 now is 8 years or so after it came around, it was designed and developed as a pure racing car. We've started to move into the UK, and that's really off the back of PRAGA working really closely with Vincent Randall at VR Motorsport.
This is the new car. We're just doing a little bit of prep for it, but yeah, it's the new car. In this facility, we've currently got 5, but there's actually 7 in the UK at the moment. The programme's grown largely due to us getting the car sort of legal in the UK. As soon as it was legal in the UK, then really, in my opinion, it was going to grow. It's not an easy car to drive, but it's not a hard car to drive either. And what we've found so far, because we've had quite a lot of young drivers in the car, we've had mixed abilities in the car over the few years, and we've not really come across a situation where somebody's not been able to drive it. They may have not been as fast as they should have been, but they've always got to grips with it.
Combined with that, with the different experience of the drivers that were racing the 3 cars last season, we could also see that the R1 can appeal to relative novices, but also really experienced drivers. So we came up with a plan to push the brand as hard as we could to raise the profile of the PRAGA R1 through what we're calling our guest driver program. And that was really an opportunity to go out to contacts that we have of high profile people who are pretty handy in cars, some of them pretty handy already in racing cars, others that had never raced before.
My name is Abby Eaton and I'm a professional racing driver.
You might know me online as Mr. JWW. Some would call me an influencer, but I just like driving cars and sharing it online.
Charlie Martin,
Jay Morton, Jack Fabby,
Miles Lacey,
Gordy Much,
Jem Hepworth, and I am the current 2020 Brit Car Champion with PRAGA.
I got a phone call from Mark. I had no idea who he was at the time. And he was sort of telling me about his idea. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I assumed it would be like, oh, maybe you can come and help us advertise it, you know. He goes, yeah, so we've got a guest driver program and we want you to come and drive. And I thought it was a wind-up.
We've got this range of people coming in. We've got 10 drivers across 5 cars. Will work with us through the season. The racing driver side of it is relatively easy. So people like Charlie Martin, Abby Eaton, Gordy Much are going to come racing with us. Hopefully they are seeing it as a challenge themselves to move into a full downforce aerodynamic car. So it works together from our perspective and the driver's perspective. The relative novices, James Walker, Mr. JWW, Jay Morton, Jimmy Broadbent, the sim racer, is joining us. Jimmy is fantastic in the virtual world, but has never raced a proper racing car. People like that are coming in at the other end. But we'll try and put an experienced driver with a novice. In fact, it's 2 drivers per car. There's a driver change. Each car will have its own team of 4 mechanics and team manager run by VR Motorsport.
Opportunity is almost not the word, it's so much bigger than that. You know, as the level of investment PRAGA's put into us as the guest drivers, if you will, is huge. We're doing a full season. We're doing a full season of racing, which, you know, someone else is footing the bill for us, essentially.
Okay, here we go.
Out of all the drivers, there's 2 or 3 that are less experienced in racing, and there's 1 or 2 that have not really raced at all. And yes, that's a challenge. It's a challenge for them, it's a challenge for the team.
We're not underestimating the challenge that, particularly for the novice drivers, that we're getting into here. Motorsport is a dangerous sport. It says that everywhere you go around a racetrack, the key to it is that everybody's looking at the same direction. None of the drivers are going into it thinking this is easy. They're all going into it actually thinking this is really difficult. Cliche, but we're all in it together, and we hope we come out at the end of the season with more ups than downs, but certainly some trophies.